Welcome to another class of botany. In the previous classes, we have discussed about the general characteristics of fungi as well as we have studied in detail about each and every group of fungi, that is Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. We have finished and discussed that is in detail all the characteristics of those groups. Now, we will just tabulate all the characteristics from this 4 groups in a table so that it will be easier for us to learn. It will be easier for us to learn if we put it in a tabular form, all the individual characteristics, main characteristics in the table. It will be easier for us to learn and it will be easier for us to remember. Okay, so these 4 groups, that is Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Deuteromycetes. So, what are they commonly called as? Phycomycetes is commonly called as algal fungi. This Ascomycetes is also called as sac fungi based on the structure, reproductive structure. This Basidiomycetes again based on the reproductive structure, that is clubbed fungi. And this one Deuteromycetes is called as imperfect fungi because of the absence of sexual reproduction in it. So, they are generally, that is commonly called as Phycomycetes is called as algal fungi, Ascomycetes is sac fungi, Basidiomycetes is club fungi and Deuteromycetes is imperfect fungi. Coming to the structure, cell wall is made up of chitin in all fungal organisms. Here mycelium. Coming to the mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic. The members of Phycomycetes, they show aseptate and cenocytic mycelium. Aseptate in the sense there won't be any divisions. And cenocytic. What do you mean by cenocytic? We have already discussed this. Ceno is common. Cytic is something related to cell. So, that is here in the cell called long common cell, we have many number of nucleus and there are not divisions. Divisions are not there. So, it is without divisions, common column or common cell or common column where cytoplasmic material is present. There is no division in between the cytoplasmic material. So, because of this no division, compartments are not there. So, that is why it is called as aseptate. Aseptate, A means absence of septate, that is absence of wall. So, when there is no wall, there won't be any compartments. So, in Phycomycetes, the mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic condition will be seen. So, in one compartment only many nucleus and all the cytoplasmic material will be present. Next, in Ascomycetes we have septate mycelium and it is branched. Septate mycelium, that is the hyphae or the mycelium is divided into small compartments and each compartment will have the nucleus. One or two or many depends, but nucleus will be present and it will be divided into small compartment. For example, this is a hyphae, it is divided into small compartment. So, this is septate one, and now this is aseptate with cenocytic condition, So, this type is found in that is Phycomycetes, and the rest Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Deuteromycetes, all 3 of them show septate and branched mycelium. Coming to this next, sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction takes place by the spore formation. In Phycomycetes, asexual reproduction takes place, and that asexual reproduction is because of the formation of the spores. Same with Ascomycetes, here also spore formation will be seen. whereas in Basidiomycetes there is no spore formation for asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is not seen, that is by spores is not seen. Instead, that is they reproduce asexually by fragmentation. That is, hyphae will be divided into small fragments. This one hyphae, it will be divided into small fragments, and these fragments will grow into a individual fungi. Each fragment will grow into individual fungi. That is, in Basidiomycetes, asexual spores are not formed. Asexual reproduction is by fragmentation. And here in Deuteromycetes also, asexual reproduction is taking place by spores. If asexual reproduction is taking place by spores, then the spores are called as zoospores. That is, members of Phycomycetes, they produced, some of them, that is, some will produce zoospores, some will produce aplanospores, sometimes they produce zoospores, sometimes they produce aplanospores. Zoospores are motile spores and aplanospores are non-motile. Members of Phycomycetes sometimes produce zoospores, which are motile spores, and sometimes they produce aplanospores, which are non-motile spores. And here in Ascomycetes also asexual spores are produced. Those are called as conidia, in a structure called as conidiophore. Here in Basidiomycetes, asexual spores are not formed. So, spores are absent or not formed. Here it takes place by fragmentation. Next, in the last, here asexual spores which are formed in Deuteromycetes, they are called as conidia. Now coming to after asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction can be seen in Phycomycetes, it can also be seen in Ascomycetes, it can also be seen in Basidiomycetes, but sexual reproduction will not be seen in Deuteromycetes, and because of this absence of sexual reproduction only, here this Deuteromycetes is also called as imperfect fungi. Imperfect fungi. So, in these three groups, sexual reproduction takes place and the sexual spores are called as zygospores. In this, sexual spores are called Phycomycetes, the sexual spores are called as zygospores, and in Ascomycetes, the sexual spores are called as ascospores and they are produced in asci of ascocarps. This one Basidiomycetes with the name itself. Ascomycetes, ascospores. Basidiomycetes, basidiospores. These basidiospores are formed in basidium, which is present in basidiocarp. This ascocarp, basidiocarp, these are the fruiting bodies. These are the fruiting bodies. Whereas in Deuteromycetes, there is no fruiting body. Here, no sexual reproduction takes place, no sexual spores is formed. So, this was about all the important characteristics of each and every group in a tabular form. It will be easier for us to learn and remember it for a long time. Now, coming to the last part of this one, that is the uses of fungi. The uses of fungi. Fungi are very useful to us in day-to-day life. They help us in various things. Here, fungi, it is helpful in production of antibiotics. These antibiotics, they are very helpful in fighting the infections. Because of infection, the persons will be suffering from disease. In order to treat that infection, antibiotics are there. Antibiotics are nothing but substances which kills bacteria. Substances which kills bacteria, and to kill the bacteria we produce antibiotics are there. Antibiotics are there to kill bacteria. These antibiotics are produced from a fungus called as penicillin. The antibiotics are produced from a fungus. This fungus releases certain chemicals. The fungus releases certain chemical. The name of the fungus is Penicillium notatum especially. Penicillium notatum is the fungal organism which releases a chemical, and that chemical is helpful in killing the bacteria. With the help of that chemical, antibiotics are produced, and that antibiotics are helpful in treating with various infections, So, this antibiotic, which is very important in fighting the diseases, in curing the diseases. So, this antibiotic is produced from a fungus named Penicillium notatum, from penicillin species. Next, this yeast is also helping in baking bread. We use bread daily in the morning. Almost many people will use bread in the morning. That bread is because of the yeast. This yeast is helping. This dough, preparation of dough. For the bread now we prepare dough, and that dough for the dough we use this yeast. We use yeast in baking. It is also used in brewing, that is beer, that is production of beer, alcohol, that is alcoholic beverages. This yeast is also helping in preparation of alcoholic beverages like beer and all. So, it is helping in the brewing industry. Yeast is also helping in baking industry, in making bread and all. It is also helping in brewing industry, in the production of beer, alcohol and all. Here, a species, Aspergillus species, they help in the production of oxalic acid and citric acid production. Species of Aspergillus, it helps in the production of oxalic acid and citric acid. Another here, this is the edible fungi. We use it it is a very nutritious fungi, edible fungi. We use it for eating. This is agaricus, which is called as mushroom. Mushroom is of high nutritive value. Mushroom, which belongs to fungus, and the name is agaricus, here commonly called as mushroom. It is edible. Many people eat it. It is very nutritious. So, that also belongs to fungi. We can use it for eating, that is agaricus is edible. It is used for eating. It is also helping in making food products, that is bread and all. It is also helping in brewing industry. It is also helpful. Fungus is also helpful in fighting with the infections by the production of antibiotics. Here, it is also acting as the pollution indicator. Pollution indicator. How? Fungi lives in a mutual association with algae. Fungi lives in a mutual association with algae, and this association of symbiotic association of fungi and algae is called as lichen. This lichen is found on the trees. This type of association is found on the trees, and this association can be seen only when there is no pollution. If we see this association, that is fungal and algal association, that is lichen on the trees, then that means that place is pollution free, because when there is pollution we don't find such associations. So we can, if we see lichen on the trees, then that means it is a clear indicator that the place is pollution free. So it also acts as pollution indicator. Next is, it also forms symbiotic association with mycorrhizae, a symbiotic association called as mycorrhizae, that is symbiotic association between fungus and roots of higher plants. Plants will give nutrition, that is food to the fungus, and fungus will give nutrients, minerals and nutrients to the plants, higher plants. So, it is an association. Mycorrhizae is a association of fungus with the roots of higher plants. So it is helping in providing nutrients to the plant. Fungus is helping in providing nutrients to the plant. They are also acting as the decomposition. They also help. Along with bacteria, fungi are also helping in decomposing organic waste. We said now some fungi are saprophytic and some are decomposers. They will decompose the waste material. They will feed on the waste material. When they feed on the waste material will be removed. So they help, this fungus along with bacteria will help in decomposition of organic wastes. And they are also valuable in plastic industry. This fungus, they are also valuable, they are also helping in plastic industry. So these are some of the uses of fungus in our daily life. That is, it is helping in that is fighting with the infections, it is helping in preparation of some food materials, it is helping in production of citric acid and oxalic acid, it is also acting as pollution indicator. This fungus, they are also acting as decomposers and removing the waste materials from the earth, making our survival possible. They are also helping in give, that is food. Some of the fungus are edible. Example is mushroom. Mushroom is an example of edible fungi and it gives nutrition, that is, it is very nutritious. So these are the various uses of fungi. So with this, we have finished the discussion on fungus. Everything which was related to fungus has been discussed, and with this we have finished the 3 kingdoms. In this lesson, we have discussed about kingdom Monera, that is Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, that is Mycoplasma, Actinomycetes, all the groups of kingdom Monera. Then we have discussed Protista. In Protista, we have seen chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, slime molds, euglenoids and protozoans. Then we have discussed this fungi. In fungi also we have 4 groups, that is Phycomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Ascomycetes and Deuteromycetes. We have studied in detail about all those groups. We have studied the uses of fungi, and we have even studied about some particles which cannot be placed in this group, that is classification of Whittakers. That is, we have studied about viruses, viroids, prions, lichens. So with this, we have finished the 3 most important groups of the Whittakers classification. Then we have kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. We'll study the kingdom Plantae in our next class. So with this, we have finished our second lesson, that is biological classification. That is, the kingdom Plantae we will study in another lesson, another chapter. A whole new chapter is dedicated for the kingdom Plantae. We will study kingdom Plantae in another chapter. So with this, we have finished with our second chapter, that is biological classification. Next class, we will take up kingdom Plantae.